Well, for more on the health of the global smartphone market, let's bring in James Sung, Chief Strategist with Zocus Strategic Marketing, a Chinese-American marketing firm. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with an overview. What is driving this overall slowdown of global smartphone shipments?
Well, it's a great problem to have right now because this problem is actually driven by China's success in the smartphone market because it's managed to empower its people to really have such a large, such a high market saturation now that everyone's got a smartphone, which is why the rates are slowing down.
And it certainly seems to be the case for Huawei. We're seeing that it overtook Apple. So how did they overtake Apple in this battle for smartphone dominance?
Well, Apple's sort of not really been innovating as much as it could be. Huawei, on the other hand, has been really, it's been taking so many different product lines. It's been making new laptops. It's been making new features in phones, such as actually having 3 cameras in the phones instead of 2 cameras in the phones. So that's really, really a novel idea, and people are only just getting used to it. There's other new features, such as increased battery life, and there are features such as dual SIM, which other phones like Apple do not have. Along with that, Huawei has, in its new model, the P20 Pro, it has a built-in AI chip, which is really an industry first. And along with that, it's also a waterproof phone. So Huawei is really leading the industry in terms of mobile phone innovation.
And you do tend to see a lot of Apple fans essentially wondering when they're going to see their next big thing. So what would you say are the biggest drivers and drags when it comes to Apple's market growth?
Well, Apple is very interesting because a lot of Apple's components are not created by themselves. So, for example, Apple uses the Samsung screen. So Apple's screens are made by Samsung, and so now you have Samsung, which is building their new model, the Note 9, with 4,000 milliamp battery, which is actually twice the battery size of the iPhone 8.
So we're seeing these companies essentially keep stepping up their game. Now, Samsung is taking it to another level. Let's talk about its massive investment plan, $22 billion over the next 3 years to move beyond smartphones and chips to now artificial intelligence, auto tech, 5G, and even its drug companies. What's the strategy here?
Well, it's a very necessary move for Samsung and Korea to catch up to China. China's, for a long time, had their Made in China 2025 plan. And really what it is Korea and Samsung are trying to catch up by focusing on the same technologies that China has excelled in, such as AI, such as 5G, and making memory. So these components now put together are really on the slate for Samsung to build out in the future.
Now, looking at another Chinese brand, Xiaomi, their Poco brand is being released in India, potentially giving Samsung and Huawei a run for their money in that country. So what is Xiaomi doing to really advance the global smartphone market?
The secret of Xiaomi smartphones is actually their entire ecosystem. So Xiaomi itself, aside from the actual phone itself, they have an entire ecosystem of smart products that go along with it. And so, for example, in India, people are buying the phone, but they're also getting the wristband to go with it for exercise tracking. They're getting a video camera that can be connected seamlessly to their phone in their house. For myself, I mean, I have a weight scale that's made by Xiaomi as well. And everything connects seamlessly via Bluetooth to the Xiaomi phones. And I think Xiaomi's really led the charge globally for innovating on an ecosystem level like that and on an affordable level.
All right, thank you so much for your insights. James Sung there of Zocus Strategic Marketing.